you trying to decide whether it makes sense to buy a home now or to wait? There's a lot to consider, from what's happening in the market to your changing needs. But trying to time the market isn't a good strategy. There are too many factors at play for that to even be possible. That's why experts usually say time in the market is better than timing the market. In other words, if you want to buy a home and you're able to make the numbers work, doing it sooner rather than later is usually worth it. Here's what Bankrate says. No matter which way the real estate market is leaning, buying now means you can start building equity immediately. Here's some data to break this down so you can really see the benefit of buying now versus later. But what does this really mean to you? To give those numbers some context, let's look at a graph that uses the typical home value to show how it could appreciate over the next few years using those HPES projections. This is what you could start to earn in equity if you buy a home in early 2026, for example. In this example, let's say you go ahead and buy a $400,000 home this January. Based on expert forecasts from the HPES, you could gain more than $83,000 in household wealth over the next 5 years. That's not a small number. If you keep on renting, you're losing out on this equity gain. And while today's market has its fair share of challenges, this is why buying is going to be worth it in the long run. If you want to buy a home, don't give up. There are creative ways we can make your purchase possible. So sure, you could wait, but if you're just waiting it out to perfectly time the market, this is what you're missing out on, and that decision is up to you. The bottom line, if you're torn between buying now or waiting, don't forget that it's time in the market, not timing the market, that truly matters. Let's connect if you want to talk about what you need to do to get that process started today. You can call me or text me on my personal cell phone number anytime, and that number is 434-249-4972, and I hope to talk with you soon. Thanks.